Hello and welcome. My name is Manu Indrayan. Over the next few episodes, you are going to hear stories about entrepreneurship, but not the kinds that usually get told. This is not a podcast about overnight success. It's not about unicorns, glossy exits, or well timed decisions. It's about what actually happens when you start to build something from scratch. I've spent 30 years of my life as an entrepreneur. I have built businesses, scaled them, raised capital, and survived multiple crises. I've also shut down businesses. I've lived through success up close, as also I've lived through failure just as deeply. And if there's one thing I've learned, it's this: what you learn is not from what actually works. The real learning or the real entrepreneurial learning takes place when you understand why things did not. That's what this series is all about. You will hear about decisions I took in my 20s, driven by ambition, excitement, and sometimes even overconfidence. You will hear about years spent trying just to survive. You will hear about growth, private equity, expansion, and the risks which come along with it. And you'll hear about letting go, shutting down, and starting all over again. This isn't hindsight dressed up as wisdom. This is a reflection, honest, uncomfortable, and very, very real. There's one thing that makes this series very different. The person interviewing me is my own daughter Kavya. Kavya is a college student studying in US at the edge of big decisions, careers, ambition, risks. She doesn't interview me like an expert. She interviews me as a student who's trying to understand. She pushes me to answer not only what I did, but why it made sense at that time. As you listen, I invite you to do the following. Don't ask the question, was this the right decision? Instead, ask yourself, what would I have done under the circumstances? Because entrepreneurship is not about taking perfect decisions. It's about judgment under uncertainty. This series is part of Cohesive Minds, a platform that I have created to bridge the gap between what we are taught in college and what the real world demands. If you're a student, a professional, or someone trying to build something of your own, I hope this podcast gives you more than just inspiration. I hope it gives you clarity. Let's begin.